schools around the world are struggling with ways to try and figure out how to continue to improve education and also get a grasp on the vaping epidemic that's going on. We're finding kids through K through 12 are unfortunately vaping and doing harm to their bodies. So we as a company look for an organization or another company we can partner with to get a turnkey, seamless integration as we bring our IoT FlySense vape detectors to market. So partnering with Ruckus allows us to do that.
I've been teaching in Virginia for the last 10 years, and we've seen a great increase in the number of kids who are starting to use any kind of drugs, but now they're starting to bring them into the schools. And even in the past year, we've had students vaping during assemblies and leaving their actual vaping devices and mechanisms in classrooms and in the hallway.
We have a big issue with vaping at our school district. I'm very interested to learn how Ruckus can help me prevent that in the schools, and it's just ongoing. That's the only way to describe it. We have students, at least the high schools, probably 5 or 6 students a day they're catching with vape pens.
We've had lots of students that have been caught vaping in our schools. What they do is they'll sneak it underneath their sweatshirts, and then they take they vape underneath there and then just blow it out underneath there, thinking that they're not going to get caught. It is an epidemic. It's becoming worse, and whatever the kids can get away with, they're going to try to get away with. I think a device like you guys have would be awesome, because then we'd automatically be alerted to it. It wouldn't be something we had to maybe possibly catch. We could for sure catch them, and that would be great.
In 2018, the U.S. Surgeon General declared a teen health epidemic, and that's vaping. Vaping is the use of e-cigarettes in schools, and unfortunately, many schools are trying to satisfy that today by extending their teachers and faculty to try to monitor this kind of behavior in areas where you may not be able to put cameras or other types of devices because of privacy issues. So what Ruckus is trying to do is ensure that we provide a platform for innovation for things like environmental sensing that would allow you to solve this problem in a more automated fashion, take that pressure and relieve it off the teachers, and let them really focus on their job. And that's where we've partnered with Solder Technologies.
I love being a teacher. My kids are amazing in so many ways. But finding the time to give them extra help when they need it, or additional challenges when they're ready, is really tough. There's just not enough time to do it all. That's where Dreambox comes in. It automatically differentiates for all of my students, helping them make sense of math in new ways. The personalization makes math relevant to them while building conceptual understanding and fluency. The engaging, fun environment and immediate feedback motivates them to continue learning. It's great for my kids, and it's great for me. I no longer spend my time searching for resources and customizing assignments. It's all there. Dreambox gives me a powerful way to support my curriculum while meeting the individual needs of every student. I can access up-to-date data about my class's progress and understanding. Dreambox shows me when a student hasn't started a concept and when additional support or challenge is needed. I can then create assignments for the whole class or individual students. And the best part is, each student receives lessons adapted to their individual needs. So when Luis is learning about right triangles and protractors, Dreambox is helping Ryan learn key geometry terms. Meanwhile, Alicia is able to explore the Pythagorean theorem. It's easier to deliver the differentiation my students deserve, at the level and pace that's right for them. And it gives me more time to do what I love, to teach. I chose Dreambox because it builds confidence and creates learning experiences that just aren't possible with paper and pencil, video lectures, or digitized worksheets. I keep Dreambox because the results are real. My students have better test scores, and it's easy to see their progress. But more importantly, they understand that math is much more than answering a bunch of multiple choice questions. Now, my students are inspired by math and the incredible things they can do with it. And I know I'm helping them achieve more than ever before. That's the Dreambox difference.
Every student is different.
Score! 6 por 7 son... I'm done!
So how can we reach them all at their own level? With StMath, learning is personalized. Each student takes their own path and works at their own pace. When they demonstrate that they've mastered a concept, the student moves on to the next level. Over the course of the school year, a student will solve over 5,000 interactive puzzles, and each one provides animated feedback that adapts exactly to the student's response. This informative feedback creates an environment where students learn by doing and discover that every mistake is an opportunity for growth. As they play, students encounter increasingly rigorous problems, which challenge them to think creatively and apply their knowledge in new ways. Throughout the process, students connect and innovate. Unlike any other program, StMath allows students to see the math, animating in real time, responding to their actions. Once the student has a conceptual understanding of the math, more traditional symbolic representations are introduced, the type that they'll see in textbooks and on standardized tests. With their deep conceptual understanding and the well-developed patience to persist through new challenges, students' mathematical knowledge shines. And over time, we see that by providing a math program that allows every student to be different, the students, as a group, actually do better. At schools across the country, students are improving in math when they use StMath, because StMath makes math visual, engaging, personalized, and creative, so that students can see the math and grow.
Here at Newsela, we know that content is undergoing a transformation. Traditional ways of receiving content, such as textbooks, just aren't cutting it anymore, leaving teachers to spend hours scouring the internet for resources that may or may not be vetted and certainly aren't differentiated. We at Newsela really want to leave teachers to be doing what they do best, which is teach. We also know, however, that we are not the people in the best position to know how to support your teachers and students best. You know that. And so what Custom Collections is all about is about us partnering with you. We provide the content and you tell us how you want it organized and what resources you want to supplement. The way that it works is we start with our bread and butter, what Newsela is. We have great, engaging current events content as well as core resource content such as primary sources. We publish all of our texts at 5 different reading levels and we make it relatable for students. We use over 100 content partners to provide rigorous instructional content. And then we partner with you to learn about your needs, review your curriculum, pilot the resources, and then deliver you a full year's worth of content. Districts across the country have used Custom Collections to support their needs across these subject areas. You can see there are a wide variety of them. However, in Ohio, we've noticed 3 specific trends that I'd like to highlight. First, the changes in the social studies standards have driven districts to consider how can they shift their social studies instruction to better incorporate inquiry and drive towards the C3 framework. Second, the adoption of SEL standards is top of everyone's mind, and everyone is looking for content both to support the direct instruction of SEL, but also to find ways to integrate SEL instruction across all subject areas so that students know that SEL is not just something that they practice in one class, but it's something that they should apply to their lives. And then the third trend that we're noticing is that districts are driving towards integrating literacy across all subject areas to make sure that students read and don't just leave their ELA skills in the ELA classroom. So we've seen several Ohio districts approach it a variety of different ways. However, Gahanna-Jefferson does it in a very interesting way. They partnered with us to build out a 6th grade social studies curriculum. They provided us with their supporting inquiry questions, and then we helped find the content that is aligned to those questions, as well as we built out activities so that students can use reading to learn about social studies. We build in extension activities, and it's always aligned to the Ohio standards of learning. Additionally, we build out a culminating activity to align better to the C3 framework. You can see here supporting questions, and then an implementation guide for teachers and a suggested pathway for how they should use these instructional sets to support the culminating activity. All of this is meant to be very flexible. We never want a situation where students are spending 60 minutes of every class period just sitting on Newsela. We hope that reading is the foundation, and then teachers can use that and use their great skill at designing exciting lessons for students in ways that allow them to drive the learning. So this was Hannah Jefferson's approach. How will you approach meeting the challenges that Ohio has posed?